Hey, aloha, and welcome everybody. So happy to be connecting with you today. It's the 8th day of February 2023, and wow, this month is already moving along pretty fast, isn't it? So, this is the Healing Source. Welcome to this podcast if it's your first time. And if it is, make sure you like and subscribe. I've got a lot of very valuable information to be sharing with you today. This is series three in the podcast. The first two series are also on Tao healing. And the first one, which is about 8 weeks long, 8 sessions long, um, was on Tao healing for the physical body. And the next series, series two, was on Tao healing for the emotional body. Now we are into Tao healing for the mental body. And today we're going to be focusing on a very specific subject, the Tao healing approach to stress management. So raise your hand if you have stress in your life. Raise your hand twice if you find it difficult to get your head above water with the amount of stress that keeps coming at you, especially in today's environment, right? We are in a very, very unique period of time that would cause stress to just about anybody. And the great news is that Tao Healing has the tool set to assist you through this difficult um, condition. And I don't mean condition like anxiety is a condition. I mean it more like it's um, it's more of a life approach. Now there are probably schools that teach you how to do stress management. There's biofeedback, and there's all of these different approaches and methods to minimize the stress or how you handle it. And Tao healing would be looking at it significantly differently than those approaches. So, what I'm going to be sharing with you today is some common sense things about how stress comes about, and then some not so common sense methods of how and what we can do to position ourselves energetically, spiritually, and at the level of soul, heart, mind, and body to be able to um, be present to life, however life comes into to us, with the ability to handle what might be considered stressful situations in such a way where it becomes something that is very easy to work with. Tao Healing has those wisdoms built into the teachings themselves. Now, for those of you again that are new, my teacher is Dr. and Master Zhi Gang Sha, and he is a world-renowned healer, a philanthropist, author of over 30 books. He's also a grand master of 6 unique disciplines, including Tai Chi, Qigong, Feng Shui, Kung Fu, I Ching, and most recently, a Grand Master of Tao calligraphy. And he uses that form of art to bring about tremendous healing. This is one of the ways we can manage our stress. But we'll come back around to that. Dr. and Master Sha is also a lineage holder of one of the most profound wisdoms that has ever touched the planet, and that is the wisdom of the Tao Te Ching. This is the second most published book in humanity, republished and rewritten in humanity. The first republished and rewritten is the Bible. The second is the Tao Te Ching. Whereas the Bible is associated with wisdoms, teachings, and beliefs, the Tao Te Ching is associated with philosophy and approach to life. And as a lineage holder, 373rd lineage holder of Pengzu, who is the teacher of Lao Tzu, and Lao Tzu wrote Tao Te Ching. So where did that wisdom come from? The teacher is always involved. So this lineage carries great wisdom. Master Sha has brought a lot of this wisdom, put it in his 30 books, and I've been blessed to be a master teacher and healer training underneath his tutelage for about 15 years. And so I bring that to the table today to help you to have a greater grasp of how you can use Tao healing to manage stress with greater efficacy, I guess is a great way to put it. Okay. So, first things first, let's start with understanding the origins of stress. This is very important because if you're going to learn to manage it, then you want to be able to cognize it and recognize the origins. Once you recognize the origins, you can apply Tao healing to disassemble the origins, because the origins of anything are why we react and respond the way we do. Okay? If you have loving, kind, supportive parents, then very often we become loving, kind, supportive people throughout our life. That was our origins, therefore we emulate that as we move forward. It's the same things with stress. What are the origins of what creates our reactions and our responses? Because ultimately, that's what it boils down to. Master Sha, being an enlightened being, a very well well-versed being, is educating his advanced students on the path to very high levels of enlightenment. And part of that pathway is a simple terminology: let it go. Let it go. Very easy to say. I promise you, a billion times easier to say than it is to accomplish. Nevertheless, it is a truth. So how then do we let it go? Well, again, rolling back to Tao healing, we want to look at what is the origin of that stress. Because if I can identify that, then I can apply the Tao healing methods to, the word I used earlier was disassemble, but maybe a different word might make more sense to your ears, which would be to cognize it and to minimize, reduce, or completely ameliorate its effect on us. You have heard me teach earlier that we are literally well, we are souls, of course, but we carry on our soul, our frequency, and our vibration. We carry huge positive thoughts, words, and messages from all time. And we also carry huge negative thoughts, words, and messages from all time. Those then contribute to our root cause. Those contribute to the way we react and respond. Tao healing, which is source healing, applies forgiveness practice, Tao calligraphy, Tao song, Tao dance. It applies basically higher positive frequency and vibration that effectively washes away, minimizes, deconstructs, however you want to use the verbiage, that which is negative on our personal frequency and vibration. This is really the core and the key. If we are going to let it go, then we need to stop the angst before the angst gets in our face. So let's use a real life example. You expect to be home by 5 o'clock to take care of food for husband or children, stop by and get groceries, whatever you need, and then something unexpected happens, like an accident on the freeway, or somebody cutting you off, or a traffic jam, whatever it is, and this puts you off 45 minutes, or who knows how long. And so now the babysitter has to stay longer, and now the babysitter is impacted because she's supposed to be home at a certain time, and you also have to pay her more because that was the agreement, and you now have to call somebody else to come to make sure they're at home to take care of the food, and the dogs didn't get outside to go pee. Now they might poop in the house, and little Johnny's going to be upset because mommy's not home, and the list goes on, all from one unexpected experience. And that's just one very small example of a typical day for an average human being. So, what happens is something unexpected occurs. Whenever stress occurs, there are multiple reasons. One of the main ones is when something unexpected occurs. There are definitely other things, but that's probably a good 50% of where a lot of our stress comes from. You drop and you break something. It's something unexpected occurs. But how do we react and we respond? This is really the key. When we start paying attention and we purposefully purposefully, which is the key word here, catch ourselves before we go into an automatic swearing, automatic complaining, automatic fear, automatic anxiety, before we drop into an automatic, which is based on what? Automatics are based on our energy body, our mental body, and their training all the way back to original cause. What were we taught? If our parents dropped something, did they scream, oh shit? What did they do? Did they say, like my teacher says this, did they say, it's a financial blessing? It's exactly what my teacher says whenever something is dropped or spilled. It's a financial blessing. Now, whether that's a truth or not is irrelevant. What is key to pay attention to is what is the reaction and response. Does that sound more positive to you? If you dropped something or spilled something, would that be a more positive thing? If your kid spilled milk on the table, do you think your child in the future would react better to you going, oh, I love you, honey. Thank you for that financial blessing. Let's be more careful in the future, okay? Or do you think they would react better to you going, oh my God, what'd you do? And you throw your hands in the air and you make a big fit. Which one will affect that child all the way into the future? How were you affected by your upbringing, your teaching, the root cause that affects the way you react and respond today? Okay? So Tao healing pays attention. The person that wants to reduce their stress says, I will stop. I will observe. Now, doesn't mean you're not going to be having to deal with all those 6 things like I just gave the example of with the cars getting locked up on the freeway. You will still have all those things to deal with. But you can say, instead of stressing out about this, how can I let it go and be okay with this outcome? This is the beginning of you being present to your moment. Because ultimately, Tao science and the highest wisdoms that are available to us today all say the same thing, maybe in different ways, but they all say the same thing. There is no past, there is no future. There is memories of the past and there is possibilities of the future, but they are no longer what is here, which is the present. And the present, our reactions and responses are built upon what? The past. And our reactions and responses affect what? They affect the future. So we are 100% in control of our reactions and responses, and accordingly, our future. Stress management through Tao healing is consciousness, identifying what that root irritation is. If all we can do in the moment is say, I'm feeling really irritated, and then we identify our feelings and needs because I'm needing to be home to take care of child A and da-da-da-da, and I'm feeling angry that I don't have control over the traffic conditions. I'm feeling angry that I didn't leave earlier because if I did, instead of working overtime, I could have been home in time. So you go through the process of identifying your feelings and expressing your needs, which is a whole lot better than having a fit and throwing negative frequency and vibration into your future, raising your blood pressure, right, which is never a good thing, and creating more negative frequency in your field. Not a very positive or educated response. But we're on automatic mode 90% of the time. Again, raise your hand if you're one of those people that automatically just, okay, I've been there, done that too many times. And it still happens to me occasionally. But I apply Tao healing so that it has a minimal effect on me. Now, prior to coming on to this podcast, I connected to the source. For those of you that know me, you know I do divine connection, flow, receiving message. And I asked the source, can you please give me some guidance as to what is the best way to present this subject matter to all those that will be listening to this podcast? And I said, what is the best Tao healing tool? Here's what they said. They being, source creation. They said, Tao song and Tao dance are your best tools for releasing the stress. Because invariably, we might be 2 to 3 to 5 minutes into a stressful experience before the light bulb comes on and we say, oh, I overreacted. How can I unwind this? Oh, I'm already into the stress mode. I need to decompress. I need to bring my blood pressure down. In other words, until you get to the point where you can catch it before it flies out of your mouth, automatic mode, you might already be 2, 3, 5, 10 minutes into a stressful situation, and you still need a toolkit, right? And whether it's before or in the middle of a stressful event, your toolkit, your Tao healing, is Tao song and Tao dance. Now I'm going to play a song for you in a minute. Tao song is song that carries very high frequency and vibration. Tao is source. So another way of saying this is source song. Now, source and song and everything can be measured by frequency. Your soul knows something if it's healing for you. So a good Tao song that I would love all of you to put onto your phone, put onto your computer, download it, is a song called Love, Peace, and Harmony. Now, probably everybody watching me live stream right now knows this song. My greatest desire is that this podcast is watched 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, and people are listening for the first time and they get massive aha moments. Download the song of Love, Peace, and Harmony. Okay? Love, Peace, and Harmony is a song where there's no copyright. It is actually requested that you share it far and wide. And it's not a song. It's not a song. It is literally healing that has been put to music. Master Sha, if you know anything about him, is one of the most profound healers on the planet. He can transmit healing into anything. That's why his Tao calligraphy, the sacred art, is literally been documented by medical science to have created thousands of healing miracles. You know, his report card is not questionable. And that's because power, healing, frequency, and vibration can be transmitted to anything, and that includes music. The Song of Love, Peace, and Harmony power has been transmitted to it on at least 15 occasions in the 15 years that I've been with Master Sha, meaning its frequency and vibration has been uplifted significantly. What does that mean to you? That means by playing it, you are deconstructing the negative frequency causing you stress. You are unwinding and reducing and potentially completely removing the original point. So how would you do this? You would, for example, apply the 4-power technique, which is body power, sound power, mind power, soul power. We go to the car accident incident where we're in the car, we're stuck on the freeway, and all these stressors come up. You can apply this anywhere in your life. Same process. Body power, where I place my hands affects my frequency and vibration. So because I'm driving, I keep one hand on the wheel. I'm going to put my other hand on my heart center. Sound power is the music itself. Soul power and mind power. Mind power, I'm going to visualize the frequency, the love and the light coming into my body, releasing the negativity, and I feel lighter, lighter, lighter. That's my visualization. Soul power is connecting, dear the soul of the song and the healing within the song of love, peace, and harmony. As I sing you, as I play you, could you please bless me to release this stress? And please also bless the root causes of my reactions and responses that create stress. I'm very grateful. Thank you. That's soul power. It's very simple. Tao healing is very simple. Now, where do you get this song? I'm going to play it, like I said, in 1 minute. Where do you get this song? Type in Love, Peace, and Harmony. You can find it on YouTube. You can put the video on loop. Download the song. Apple Store, it's in their store. Google Store, it's in their store, okay? You can go to lovepeaceharmony.org, download the song for free. The copyrights have been removed. You know, make your own MP3, whatever you want to do, okay? Now, let us experience this at this time. Repeat after me. Dear the soul of the song of love, peace, and harmony, all the healing within, could you please bless me today for releasing any stress that I may be holding on to? Please also bless me to heal and remove the root cause of my stresses. I'm extremely grateful. Thank you. Very simple. And now I invite you to close your eyes. We'll play this for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll come back and check in with you, see how you feel. If you are stressed at all, measure it. Okay, I'm probably a 5 out of 10 scale right now. Whatever you are, measure it. We're going to check in just a few minutes. This is a very, very powerful way to bring about healing. I'm just looking now for my music player. Pause with me a moment as I locate it and enjoy the music. It's still loading, bear with it. Curious, not ever had music take that long to load. We'll try it one more time. There we go. Close your eyes and relax. One hand over your heart. Deeply breathe into your lower abdomen. I know it's very easy to listen for a long time, and I apologize, I have to cut it a little short there. So check in with yourself. Do you notice, even in that short 4 or 5 minutes, do you notice any shift in your frequency, in your level of stress? For most of us, we're going to notice 1 or 2 notches we went down. How is this possible? Because frequency and vibration is everything. Physics validates this. And if I played heavy metal music, it would probably increase our stress. So we want to be conscious that music that carries these beautiful frequencies are going to be healing for us. You can imagine playing that, or even just singing it in the middle of a stressful environment on the freeway in this example, how you can decompress much faster. Okay? Ultimately, you want to use the Tao healing tools to get to the root cause of those stresses. And we don't have to be able to identify them. We simply need to know that they exist. And they're much easier to know when we take a look at our day. How stressed are we in our day? How high is our blood pressure? How much do we react negatively when we're around others? Do we carry something negative into our workday and bite others, and so forth? If that fits the bill, then guess what? You're carrying stress, and there's a root for it. So how do we apply this? And dear, the song of love, peace, and harmony, as I'm driving to work today, can you please bless my frequency, my field, help me heal and transform permanently the root causes of my stress, so that I bring more love into each and every moment instead of reacting in an unpleasant way. And then when you're on your way to work for that half hour, you're getting healing instantly. The other thing that was mentioned is called Tao Dance. Now, we're not going to do Tao Dance now. The simple version is your soul has its own innate knowingness of how to move you. Tao Dance is not you moving your body. Tao Dance is your soul guiding your movements. It could be where you're just moving in a circle. It could be where you are on the ground stretching. Here's how you set it up. And of course, you would not do this in the car. You would do this at home on your own time. Adhere the song of love, peace, and harmony. Now, you can dance to other music, but you want it to be healing music. Dear my soul, as I listen to this music, could you please move my body to release the root causes of my stress and help me to transform those so that I move through life with far greater love and the ability to let things go easily. And then you just allow your body to move you. You'll know when you're allowing your body to move you when you're not thinking about your next move. Okay? 5 to 10 minutes of each. I can assure you, having done this for over 15 years, it's extremely effective. So again, in conclusion, what is the origination of stress? Early life root causes, negativity in our frequency and vibration, unexpected conditions that show up when we're not expecting them, and how we react and respond. Why do we have it? Because we are not paying attention. We are in automatic mode. How do we heal it? We become conscious and try to stop it before we get into automatic mode. And if we're already in automatic mode and we find ourselves in a stress built up situation, we pause. And in either case, the how do we fix it is we apply Tao song and Tao dance and ask it to both heal the stress and the root causes of the stress. When you repeat this on a consistent basis, you will have much better days. And if you are very, very consistent, people will say, "What's happened to you? Did you get a new haircut? You're different." But what they won't be able to discern is that you're just not as stressed out and unpleasant to be around. They're going to like to be around you because your frequency and vibration will have shifted, because you put Tao Song and Tao Dance in your life to create a stress-free condition. So this is the wisdom teachings for today. I will be back here next week with another section of my podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe to my podcast. You can go to wellspringoflight.com, which is my website. I do have a brand new relationship program I've just released on there. Heal your soul, heal your relationships. I teach in there. There's almost 4 hours of videos. You can watch it anytime you want. And for anyone that registers for my course, you get a full month in my membership program, and you get a half-hour consultation with me. So you can use that 30 days to really heal either a current relationship or to bring forth the manifestation of one that you would desire. And just the extra benefits that I give you alone for purchasing my course is worth its weight in gold. So I'm going to drop that link into the group, into the chat here, and you all can click on that if you desire. I would love to hear your feedback, and I'd love for you to purchase that course. Again, once you do, it's always yours. You can go back and watch those videos anytime, and you get a month in my membership where I'm doing healing every single day, applying the things that I teach in this podcast. So thank you all for coming. Thank you for sharing. If you have friends or family that have relationship issues, share that link with them. I'm sure they can benefit. I love you. And until next time, have an awesome day. Bye-bye, everybody.